Hello everyone, my name is Orko Chakravarti and I was lucky enough to be a part of the web session Hum Jeet Jayenge, conducted by none other than a critically acclaimed filmmaker and life coach, Srinab Kumar Rajuji. Now the first key takeaway from this entire webinar was that we as artists have to dedicate 10,000 hours of our lives to our craft for polishing it. Sir gave us a simple example for this. Sir saw a woodpecker in some woods in Switzerland while shooting. Now the woodpecker had only one goal cemented in its mind, and that was to peck the tree and bring it down, this massive, well-formed old tree. And it was able to do so only by its dedication and its passion. That's what dedication and passion and persistence brings to the table. The second key takeaway from this entire webinar session was also represented in the form of an example. Nathan Sharansky. Nathan Sharansky was imprisoned in the Soviet Union, and he started playing chess in his mind to pass the time, but this became his passion and started improving his mood. Now, when he played chess in the exile, initially he used to play with his friends, his family, but then his peers progressed to the level of Garry Kasparov, the then world champion. And in his mind, he bet him too, but this was still only in his imagination. But when in 1996 he met Kasparov at an open match conference in Siberia back at his hometown, he actually challenged him to a match and managed to defeat him, despite not even being a registered chess player. That is what passion brings to our craft, to anybody's life. Passion, dedication, and persistence. This should be the bread and butter of every artist's life. In lockdown, we as artists should map out our future and execute them just as Nathan did. The third takeaway from this session was actually told by Sir how to follow these roads that Sir is leading us down, how to stand by these principles. And there are three simple steps that we as artists need to take to make sure we never go anywhere, never distort from this route. The first one is gather information. Gather information about the industry, the past, the present, and the future of this industry. You be the encyclopedia of this industry to know the turn of the future, to know the today, to know what happened yesterday. And then the second step, filtering down that information to only what's relevant to your craft. Now, this will simmer down the opportunities, the things that you know, and this will then become knowledge instead of information, because this is now actually useful to you. The third step is applying that knowledge. Now that you have gathered insight by having the knowledge that you need, now that you have done your homework as artists, it should reflect in every performance that you give. When we start following these roads, these examples, these principles shown to us by Sir, we start generating a wow factor, an X factor in us, and that is what sets us apart from our peers. When a particularly confused participant in this webinar asks Sir, why am I not able to follow the vision showed by great geniuses like Staninsky? Sir gave us a simple reply. You follow your own path and see what works for you instead of going and following everybody else's path and not having anything of your own. Every artist have a artistic approach to his craft, his or her craft. They have their own way, their own journey, and that becomes the part of the craft that we work in, that we pursue, that is our passion. He concluded the session by giving us simple tips on how we should keep up with our health, like chewing raw, clean neem leaves to keep up with our health, to keep us healthy. Sir stressed on the importance of not falling into the trap of procrastination. which is being lazy basically. And he said we should all control our minds for a healthy life physically and emotionally. Thank you. This was Orko Chakravarti giving you the valid tips, the key points from this webinar session, Hum Jeet Jayenge, or India, Hum Jeet Jayenge.